welcome to another new episode of Fubar Studios. I'm the host, Doug. So, I think I left off a couple days ago. We were doing live from my truck. Now I'm back home and enjoying this evening, and so yeah. Give a shout out still to our sponsors, Reed's Archery down in Middleborough. Anything that you need for your hunting season, stuff like that, go down and see them. Chris will get you hooked up with what you need. And also our other sponsor is Big Belly Cafe. They are located in Webster, Massachusetts. So before you go out hunting and whatnot, sorry about that. Go fill up and they will get you taken care of. Wendy, Julie, Josh. I can't even think of everybody out there, but they'll get you taken care of. All the military, first responders, stuff like that. They just let them know. Normally they're going to ask you, but let them know that you're if you're a veteran or a first responder, they will get you a discount and get you taken care of. And then also, if you know you're down and need to talk to someone, you can always reach out to me. But you also got the Veteran Crisis Line, which is a direct number, which is phone number is 988, and then hit option 1. They are moving to just that number, which it makes it easier for anybody that is in a crisis at that at the time. It's quick and easy to just dial in those 3 digits and then hit option 1. But so pretty much as everybody's hearing so far, I do have a special guest that will be coming on. I don't know if it's gonna be a live stream or if it's gonna be a pre-recorded. Depending on the individual's schedule. I know it's coming up towards the let's see, end of the month, I think it is, towards the end. So yeah, he'll be then. I got the special guest coming on at the end of the month, which he's a retired sergeant major, United States Army, and pretty much just give a rundown, see what it took, the steps that he took to get where he was at, and then as well as how many years he spent in, and any other questions he feels comfortable with talking about. I was on his YouTube channel, pre-recorded, and that was good. So I'm just trying to find some guests to get on here and so we can talk and just get some information out there, and just get other people's aspect of their military career. If it, Army, Navy, Marine Corps, Air Force, yes, Coast Guard, and yes, Space Force as well. We'll dive into all of those if we can get some special guests of those branches, as well as other people, like VSOs and stuff, and people that have been trying to get into the VA system, and that's take some time. We might be able to answer some of that questions, as well as we'll probably be able to, if not, get a email sent out to that to your local VSO and see if they can get you those answers. And if you're not able to get through to them, then you can always reach out to me, and I will start being the bug in their ear and getting those answered. They're getting those questions answered for you. Let's see. So just so everybody knows, again, I still can't see any of the comments that come through, nor can I see anybody that does join in, stuff like that. Just so you know and you're well aware of it. You know, it's a shame that unfortunately I threw that, but it's definitely crazy. So, you know, with the really stories that's going on at this time, you know, the U.S. is still sending, and looks like another 725 million more in military aid to Ukraine, which is going through, you know, with what the U.S. has already provided, but it's definitely to help out a issue that is a conflict that's going on right now, you know, with the whole Russia and Ukraine. It's a sad situation what's going on over there, and you know, he's trying to flex his muscles, but it looks like he's not doing too well, you know, with this whole crap going on. Let's see. Looks like the Army's planning on repeating some major drills using repeat of major drills using large overseas training units, which is that's coming up to the new year, the new fiscal year for the military. Again, I know my nephew just graduated boot camp for the Navy, and now he's off to his training, which is, they call it their A school, and having, you know, a lot of fun with this going on and stuff. It's amazing to go down that path and everything. So everybody should know by now, I've got my website up and going, which has been going on now for a little bit of time. I'm also doing motivational speaking to high risk teens and stuff like well as well as other things. So it's really cool that I'm able to do stuff like that and be able to give people information regarding things that I've already gone through in my life. You know, rather be, you know, prior to joining the service till you know, until like after joining the military, and you know, after separating from the military. You know, I'm not ashamed to tell you, it's, you know, when I first got discharged from the reserve unit, you know, it was a general discharge, but I ended up getting it upgraded again. It's, you know, it was an unfortunate thing that took place, but I had a outstanding top who pretty much guided me all the way, and I can't thank him enough for the things that he stood up. He didn't have to go to bat for me, but he did, because he knew things regarding me that, you know, not everybody in the unit knew. And so he took the time and actually went to the court hearing for to get my discharge upgraded. Am I happy about the things that took place? No, absolutely not. But you know, I'll fight for anybody and everybody, and I lost, and then I got separated, but I got the upgrade and got back to an honorable discharge, and which was good, you know. But again, it's stuff that happens. But the website, so yeah, it gives all the information regarding the podcast, gives you the stuff regarding the motivational speaking, as you know, as different topic as childhood trauma, motivational speaking, early childhood trauma, emotional and behavioral issues, to positive outcomes. Motivational speaking for high risk students, let it be alcohol or whatnot. I do stuff like that. I also have done foster care, child welfare, trauma training, which the last one I did was down in Florida. And I got to thank Jim King for that, who got me into it. And I really enjoyed it. It was in front of 300 people or so. I did did everything. It was from soup to nuts. I did it all, and I really enjoyed it. And that's what really gets me into, and that's why I'm back to doing things like that. But yeah, take a look at it. It's at the website, which is at www.fubarstudio.com. Take a look at it. You can see all that information. It is right there at your fingertips. But also, I've got on there where you can go on and go into clothing area, which can bring you up to where you can pick anything that you're looking for. If there's something are kind of do, we'll get that stuff going and try to update some more stuff. Right now it's just t-shirts, polos, and classic long shirts, and stuff like that. So don't hesitate. It goes straight into what they call the bonfire, and they actually do everything, and they ship it right out immediately. So as soon as you place it gets shipped right out. So let's see what else we've got here that we can talk about. Let's see. Transition guide stuff like military to civilian life. Again, there's a lot that's out there that once you are on the process of getting separated from the military to being going into retirement, or if it's just you're doing your 4 and 6 years now, it's a long process to get yourself back to a normal life outside the military, because it's definitely, again, you will see it's definitely a big change, because you're used to doing formation, PT formation, then you go back to the barracks or to your house, get clean, go to chow, and then you report for duty to go and do your normal job. And sometimes you go what they call the FTX, and you go out in the field, do training, where now in civilian life, it's you do your normal things, what you want to do, as well as you gotta have a set schedule for work wise, whether it be getting up at 4 in the morning, going into your shop or to the office, and then heading and doing all that, doing your 8 hours or your 10 hours or 12 hours, whatever it is, and then you go back home. Really, it's a different type of lifestyle, because then it's now you're doing pretty much your own physical fitness at home, at your own leisure, at your own pace. You're not doing it now as a platoon or a squad or even a brigade or whole post that's going running. But yeah, it's a lot of and they've got things which everybody would know, VA loans to get into VA home loans to get into your first home, as well as they have that tuition assistance programs, which helps you and teaches you other things of maybe a different type of career line that you're looking to do, because not everybody wants to do the same thing as they were doing in the service. You do that, but others, for me, I was a truck driver in service, got out, did some different things, and then finally was like, yeah, you know what, truck driver is where I want to be. Let's see. So again, it's when you're transitioning from the military life, again, it would behoove you to make sure you have all your medical paperwork, all your paperwork that you need from start of when you went to MEPS and you got processed in until the day you separated from the military. You want to make sure you have all those paperwork, because again, things can get lost on throughout your time within the service, and then there's sometimes that it gets misplaced while you're in the service, and then nobody has a record of it. But if you have a copy of it, which again, it'd behoove you to make sure you have a copy of everything. It doesn't matter if it's a sick call slip or if it's you going down to the emergency room because after final formation, something happened, and then you went down to the the hospital, local post hospital, and now you have paperwork saying, hey, this is what took place. You still have that information. You still have those records, because sometimes those will get misplaced, or something along the lines of another fire at the St. Louis records. Again, now that's being backed up on microfilm and stuff like that. Take the chances of just allowing it to be your own record, because again, it's just behoove you to have it. It's common sense. You don't want to let someone else just be the gatekeeper to it. You see it on what was it, Ghostbusters, as they were walking up up these clouds, there were stairs, and they were to the gate, and they're like, are you the gatekeeper? You want to make sure you're the gatekeeper. So just definitely make sure you take note of that if you're going into the service as we speak, or if you're just in the service already. Make sure that make sure you get copies of everything, because again, you will be lost without it, just in case if someone else already lost it, then it's pretty much it's like it didn't happen. You'll have to fight for everything that you can. Let's see. Go in here. And you always have a lot of people may not most veterans know, or people that are in the service, you may know that you have access to all those credit unions, the Navy Federal Credit Union, USAA, stuff like that, which that, some of those things are going to be, in and around. And USA is just one that is not around. You may find a ATM location, but I've yet to see a branch location. But in due time, it may come out. And there's also places that post that I'll be able to help out with, excuse me, res stuff like that, as well as doing, little interview questionnaires and stuff like that, just giving you a little training on interviewing and stuff like that, because it's not the same as before I even joined, the interview questions and stuff like that. They're not the same. They're all different now from the time that I went in to the time that I got out. It's changed now. A lot of stuff is more just how would you handle that. It used to be just, hey, what's your background? Are you able to do stuff like this? Do you have basic math understandings? Do you know how to count to 20? It's a different whole thing, as well as avoiding screwing up stuff. Nowadays, it's you don't want to screw something up, even with the little small, minute stuff. You want to make sure that your punctuation and stuff like that is all pretty much dead on. It's if you are just 11 Bravo infantry or 13 Bravo field artillery, you may go into an interview and they're like, well, now you're coming out, and what are what do you think? What makes you a good candidate, for this job? And then you look back and you're like, well, in my military career, I was, field artillery. I was blowing stuff up, and, and the manager looks at you and say, well, you're in an office, and you're going to be doing numbers and running reports. Do you have any of that kind of experience? You're going to be like, maybe getting in some radio coordinates and, someone radio the coordinate, and, you got to take it down, just right. And, and then dial it in. And they're going to be like, you don't have any experience. Well, nowadays, military also has where you can take courses on base and with credits your college as well. But there's a lot of stuff that they have on base to get you going with transitioning into the civilian life. So again, it's you do everything that you can while you're on base, and while you're about to start transitioning from being active duty to going into the civilian life. Because it's a big difference, and it's a whole game changer. And sometimes you just don't you don't want to wait until the last second, because you wait until the last second, it's not gonna be. Hey, what's going on, Travis? Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome. But yeah, there's a lot of things that they have on these that you better utilize and make sure that you're doing it all. Also, if you have your spouse, make sure that see if they can work things out as well, because as you're transitioning from active to civilian, you're also going to want to be able to get everything for your medical stuff. Make sure that's transitioning as well. Let's see. Let's see. I know some people find themselves, they try to, uh, um, try to do, um, they don't want to face the problems when they're getting out, um, you know, and then they always come to find out that, they want to try to choose a different career again. Um, than what they did while they were in the service, to trying to change it to what sometimes they want to do outside in the civilian life. It's definitely, it's it's really up to you what you want to do, but you can, there's a lot of stuff that you can use, up and including the GI Bill, and any kind of tuition assistance, to get you even college stuff if you haven't already been going and doing your college. Uh, um, Also, just so that when you're starting to do the transition going into the civilian life, make sure you save money, because again, I hear a lot when people are starting to get out and they're like, wait, I don't have, if they're trying to get into an apartment or something, like, I don't have the first, last, and security deposit. What do you mean I need to have that to move in? Well, to get out and get into an apartment or whatnot, you're going to need that. I try to tell people to save while they can, and so that when they get out, they can go and just start getting the VA home loan and just start utilizing that. And while you're in, save some of that money that you get for reenlistment bonuses. Save money while if you're just single and you're living inside the barracks, save some of that money. You're not paying for anything inside for the barracks. You're not paying, for food, unless you go eating out every single night and drinking the money away, which, a lot of us, while we're in, that was one of the things that we did do, was drink, but save money, yeah, it's you look at your future when you're getting out. Don't think it's just going to be quick and easy, and it's going to be fine and dandy, just like how it was in the service. It's a big game changer. Just make sure you have your finances ready to go, so that you're not pretty much looking and like you're looking like a deer in the headlight type deal. Be smart with that. Be smart with your money. And live on a realistic budget while you're in. And if you decide to start college after you get out of active duty and whatnot, try to figure out what you desire, that you want to have your career in when you're going into the college, so that you're not changing, your major and whatnot, when you're already started college. You want to have that kind of set up and ready to go, so that you're not making changes later on. Excuse me. So, have that set up. It's really big. And what I gotta say is my wife got me into it. There's a guy out there. Name is David Ramsey. Top notch kind of guy. He is outstanding, amazing. He will tell you it's like you need to have this amount of money saved up. Make sure that you have enough. You have at least 6 months worth of money in the bank saved, so that you can live financially fine for 6 months, just in case something does happen. The guy's a genius. Is like hands down genius. So look him up. His name is Dave Ramsey. see. It's a lot of information he tells you. It's like, have money saved up so you're not, sitting there. You can go and pay cash for a car, so you're not just, living paycheck to paycheck. You have, 1,000 or 2,000 or 3,000 or even 15 in a bank account, and that, you're not just living paycheck to paycheck. It's you want to make sure that you're financially stable when you're time to getting out. Let's see. And so take some classes on regarding your resume. Because again, things do change, things do come up. You always want to make sure that your resume is up to date. Stuff like that. So that you're not just having a different format of your resume out there. Which again, on base they have those things. And if you're in Massachusetts, there's a if you're ever going through any kind of legal issues and stuff, I gotta say, which I've been in I reached out already too, but it's if you're going through a divorce or child custody or visitation or whatever it is legal wise, look them up. It's called Veteran Legal Services. They're located right in Boston. You go through a questionnaire that they have out there, and they will ask you, some personal questions and stuff. Answer them and give them the information of why you're looking into her services and whatnot. And I'll tell you that you may have to sit there and be on a waiting list for a little bit, but it's well they've got good with people and stuff like that. That is that they have on them. So definitely look them up if you ever do need any of that. Jeez, I started to figure out what I have. I just lost it, and it's like something's caught in my teeth. It's just a piece of my gum that I moved over, and now it's hurting me. But yeah, look them up. It's called Veterans Legal Services. They're in Boston. They're located in Boston. Let's see. If you get your VA like that, once you get up to 50%, you get all your medical and all your medical taken care of, as well as some medication and stuff like that. Be sure as you're transitioning, be sure that you update your wardrobe type deal, that you don't just show up into unless it's okay, but don't show up to an interview with just jeans and a t-shirt on, and wearing your a ball cap or something, because it won't cut it. And here in the civilian life, it's definitely it's different. They have peer support counselors through the VA, stuff like that, which they can definitely give you a hand on the do's and don'ts, as well as they can give you job interview tips and stuff like that, as well as point you in the direction of other stuff. There's a lot of stuff out there. If you were rolled in your military, into the military retirement savings plans, try to make sure that it's up there. It's again saving the money, and managing it when you're down to your last 3 months. I'm getting ready to separate from the military and stuff like that. Begin working on your VA comp. Get it out there. Even if you do it 6 months prior, sometimes it may take some time. But wherever you're deciding to move to, or if you're going to just move off post and live in the same state that you're at, talk to a DAV organizer, talk to a veteran VSO service officer, whatnot, and have them help you out with the paperwork, because again, they have all the information right there. Their fingertips. They literally work on this every day, and they specialize. That's why they're there. Let's see. All right. Let's see. Because again, they help every veteran get this all done, checked out. So they do help with the VA home loan stuff. Something that they do. Again, it's going to be your last chance to make sure that ensure that you have a budget going in, that you have, so that it's still good to go. Review your life insurance options, yes, GLI, the VGLI and stuff like that. You want to make sure you have stuff like that. Let's see. You want to make sure that you're stepping off on the right foot once you're getting out. Again, I can't, make sure you have. Make sure you have. I'm stomping my foot. Listen up. Make sure you have copies of all your medical records. I can't stress enough on this. Don't let someone else be the gatekeeper to your records. Have your own set. Keep them. You don't want to have someone else, trying to find medical records and chase things down, and well, they don't have them here. Well, they don't have them here. Well, they don't have them here in Fort Carson. No, they don't have them over here in Fort Bliss. Oh, well, Fort Hood doesn't have them. Well, Fort Knox doesn't have them. All right, well, where are they at? All right, well, one more last duty station, Fort Drum. Okay, nope, they don't have them either. All right, well, here's my copy. That's what you can say. Here's my copy. Here it is. Here's a copy. I want mine back. Take a copy, get mine back. You are not going to keep it. That's my copy. And make a copy of that copy. And a copy of that copy. Maybe even just save it to an external hard drive, thumbnail, something as well. Again, those are not going to be guaranteed on it. Down to that last month, make sure that you have it ready to go. That you have everything you need. Know where you're going to be going to stay and living at, if it's still in that same state that you're at, or if it's at another where your home state is, where you enlisted at, and that's, say, Wyoming, Guernsey, Wyoming, or Daytona Beach, Florida, or Corpus Christi, Texas, or Boston, Massachusetts. Make sure you have an idea and make sure that it's all ready to go and it's in the process for everything else. Make sure if you're getting into meeting in with your school to to, transition into going to college life, or if you are going into career life of something else outside the military, make sure that you have, that going. If not, just make sure you keep on looking for, be persistent with it. Don't let a week go by without you contacting the employer saying, "Hey, I just want to know how's everything going. You still got do you have a position open? Or hey, I'm still interested in to the job that you had out there. Service here in 3 weeks or 2 weeks. Just want to tell you I'm still looking. I still I'm I only have 2 weeks left. I want to be able to maybe fit into this job that you have, and I feel that it's a good fit. Make sure you have if you're following up with that, consider going to job fairs, consider going in, going on to like LinkedIn and other stuff like that. It's things that are out there that that there's stuff out there that you can be going on to, and just remember that this can all be overwhelming up until the last minute that you're just signing, you're getting out, you're processing out. Just make sure that you delegate your time as you're pursuing on separating from the military and getting everything going. Because you don't want to be that last minute person, and then you're losing your mind on the day that you're separating, or if it's approaching within that week that you're like, oh man, I don't have nothing prepared. What am I gonna do? Oh no, I'm like steaming. It's things that do happen, and you don't want to wait. You don't want to be that last second person that's doing it. If it's an education that you don't, make sure that you have stuff like all set up, the tuition assistance, getting your that paid for, because again, you don't you don't want to be the last person that's looking for it. Again, military has where they're paid for the college degree. See. Everybody should know regarding the TA tuition assistance, Delco 9/11, stuff like that. To utilize it. If you don't utilize it, you can always pass some of the things off to your spouse or to your kids. If you have degrees that you want to change out to something else, they do have through the VA what they call Chapter 31, which is pretty much where you go in and they help you out with getting you into a different career path, and there's a lot of stuff that's out there, that they have. So don't have to ask, because people do hesitate to ask, and then they don't ask, and they lose out on it. And it's like, why did you just need to make sure you ask? It only hurts if you don't ask. It doesn't hurt if you ask. Make sure your stuff is submitted into the VA, so all that stuff can get taken care of. If someone sits there and tells you if you're only National Guard and Reserve, you don't get any benefits. Well, it's a lie. You get benefits. you need to put in for it. You know, it's people misunderstand stuff like that and not realize that that stuff is out there. You know, let's see. You know, it's stuff that's out there. You know, let's see, benefits again. Like I said, you get up to 50%. You get all your health care and medication stuff like that all paid. You know, don't be surprised if you get declined on the first go around. Just resubmit it or information if they ask if you do have it. Be precise with it. Don't or persistent with it. Don't just sit back and not do it and just like, okay, whatever. All right, I got declined or denied, or I only got 10%. It's keep going. They will budge finally, which again, you should have to fight for something, you know, that you deserve. You know, if that makes sense. It's just like, you know, some parents have to fight to see their kids. You know, for instance, me, I gotta fight to see my kids, you know, because the other half is just not all there. We shouldn't have to fight. We should, you know, we should just get it right up, you know, get it when we submit the paperwork, provide the proof, and then just get it. Well, some of the people that are in the VA that are processing the paperwork, you know, they may not be a veteran, so they may not understand some of the stuff. So then they just next. I guess they're required to go through at least 11 applicants or applications a day, 12 applications a day, or something like that. Which you're like, oh, that's not a lot. Well, if you look at all of the information that's provided, you know, it may be a lot. You know, I'm not trying to side with them, but on the same token, it's like, you know, there's so many things that are out there that are fraud. Like the one that was the lady that was out here in Providence, you know, stated she was a Marine, had all this stuff, was a post commander out of VFW. Lo and behold, she wasn't even a Marine. It's like, holy shit, what just took place? Well, those are things, but you know, those individuals are the ones that causes more problems for other veterans that are trying to get on to the VA benefits because of those individuals. So, but just be persistent with everything, and you know, try to make sure that when you do submit everything the first time, submit everything that you can. You know, don't leave one little minute detail out, because that may be the key to it. You know, you never know, but just make sure you provide it. I know I've been at this now for almost an hour now, and I forgot to do all the sponsor stuff like that. So let me stop for a moment and give our sponsors a big shout out. Again, Chris down with Reed's Archery down in Middleborough. Go check them out. Anything you need, even if it's just getting some new strings on your bow, whatnot, you know, getting some new tips for the for your arrows, or even be some deer piss that you need to go use while you're out hunting. Doesn't matter what it is. Chris, go down and see him over at Reed's Archery down in Middleborough. He'll get you hooked up. He's got it. He's got it in there in his store. If he doesn't have it, he can get it to you. You know, It doesn't matter. And they do random giveaways, stuff like that. People donate stuff, and then he does a random giveaway to the first kid that comes down that's right-handed. They may have a bow for him, or an adult that is left-handed. They have a bow that you can come down and claim. It's a lot of different things, and he takes care of everybody. That's even including the veteran community, first responders, everybody. Don't even have to be a military veteran or a first responder. Take care of you. So go down and see him down there in Middleborough at Reed's Archery. Tell him Doug with FUBAR Studios sent you. And then you also got Big Belly Cafe. Give them a try. They're down in Webster, Massachusetts, right before the Indian Ranch. If you're coming from 395, if you're coming from 146, then they're going to be just right past Indian Ranch on Route 16. Give them a shout. Give them a try. Let them know that if you're a veteran or a first responder, they will get you that discount. You're definitely, if you have not if you're not eaten there yet, it's delicious. Fish and chips on Friday. They have their seafood platter, stuff like that on Fridays. They're open till I think 7 or something on Fridays. They're open Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I usually go on the weekend. Usually on the weekends, sometimes during the week. It all depends on my schedule. But give them a try, and it's delicious, hands down. The other one, which is I don't have it as a sponsor or anything, but if you living around Oxford, Mass, they have a new restaurant that opened up. It's called Saloon 6 Eatery. I think it's Eatery and Bar or something. Delicious food there. I went there just probably a week ago or so with my brother, Chris, who came down from Vermont. Went there, and I had a prime rib, and that thing was juicy, and it tasted, every bite had the same flavor to it, and it just was delicious, hands down. But also had ribs there once before, and it was literally falling right off the bones. As soon as I picked it up, the bone literally just came right out, and it was like, whoa, all right, now we're going. They have their own homemade barbecue sauce as well. So go down and check them out. Again, that's Saloon 6 in Oxford. But the other place was Big Belly Cafe in Webster, right on 16, right before Indian Ranch. If you're coming from 395 and 146, come down to on 16, it's just past Indian Ranch. So give them a try as well. Tell Julie, Wendy, Josh, I can't even think of everybody else that's there, but give them a try, and tell them I sent you with FUBAR Studios, and they will get taken care of. But to end the show tonight, it's definitely been a full evening. Again, if you're in a crisis at the point, at any point, don't hesitate to call me, or don't hesitate to dial the Veteran Crisis Line, which is 988 option 1. If it's a real bad situation, don't hesitate just to even dial 911. Step away from everything that you have, that could hurt you, or pose, that could pose a danger to yourself or to anyone else. Step away from it all. Dial 911, reach out and get the help. losing one person to suicide is one too many. And, speaking, from the experience of it, it's, going through a crisis and, having those thoughts, you know, it's good to talk about it. And if you're the individual that, someone that's going through it, that's going through somewhat of a crisis, let them talk. You just sit there and just listen, because really that's all some of us really want, is just someone to talk to, and, for them to just, someone just to listen. That's all it really is. So, again, it's a struggle, and we need to get this where it stopped completely. It might be unrealistic, but, we can all try for it. We don't need to set, with what we call, lofty goals and stuff like that. Um, Set goals that are reachable and maintainable, that you don't just set stuff that, is unrealistic. But with that being said, just listen, let people talk. If they're going through that, they're going through a crisis, and if you start seeing something change in someone else's behavior and stuff, talk to them. Let them, once you start talking to them, let them start talking, that it may change, a whole outcome to someone else's day, So with that, again, I want to tell everybody thanks for showing up tonight. Thanks, to our sponsors and everything. Without them, the show wouldn't be going on. As well as, want to say thanks to all the veterans out there, past and present. It's what it's about. And, some veterans, when they came home from war, for instance, Vietnam era, they weren't, they weren't welcome wide open. They, it was a different story then, which I want to be able to see if I can get my grandmother's brother on the show someday, because he was in during Vietnam, and he has some stories. Does he want to talk about them? I don't know, but I'm gonna try and see if I can talk to him and see if he wants to talk about it and get on. So, with that being said, I want to tell everybody have a good night. Thanks for tuning in to Fubar Studio, and I will catch you on the flip side. Keep it real, keep it 1,000, hustle hard, and remember, keep your own copies to your medical records. Be the gatekeeper. Don't let them be the gatekeeper. Till next time, I'll see you later.